Hello my dear students. Today we are going to learn about temperature, its units and its measurement from chapter number 2. This chapter is all about the measurements and experimental techniques, and today particularly we are just going to cover the topic temperature. As temperature is a quantitative measure of how hot or cold something is, means temperature investigates the quantity of hotness or the degree of hotness or degree of coldness. There's so many things around us which are changing their physical states. That's just because of the difference of temperature. Now, from where the temperature is related, it is basically linked to the kinetic energy of atom scale particles. Now we are very sure about the particulate nature of matter, and we know that when we talk of matter, we talk of particles, and these particles are in constant motion. Now, if these particles have enough energy, the particles will be moving, and their way of movement, maybe they are vibrating, or maybe they are rotating, or they are translating from one place to another. So this is what something is just representing, the kinetic energy of particles. So how hot a substance is means how much energetic its particles are, and how cold a substance is means how slowly moving its particles are. So then we proceed to its measurement. As we clearly explained that temperature is the quantitative measurement of the degree of hotness or degree of coldness. So when we measure this property or this quantity, we need its unit, and thank God that SI System International for Units has made a separate unit for its measurement, and that is Kelvin, and a small k letter is its symbol. And more commonly we are using the Celsius scale, like as we are measuring our temperatures most of the time, or we are very familiar with the boiling point of water and with the freezing point of water, and every time we are using degrees Celsius scale. Now what are scales? Now this is the particular separate lecture from temperature topic. That is why I prefer to discuss the details of its scales. So when we talk of degrees scales, as you see, whenever we write Celsius, we put a degree and then we write this Celsius. Now where does it come from? These degrees scale means degrees Celsius or degrees Fahrenheit. Now for these degrees means the reference points, we have the boiling mark of water as the maximum degree, and the freezing point of water is the minimum degree. And for making degrees Celsius scale, we have divided these two temperatures into 100 divisions. So we assign 0 degrees Celsius for the freezing point of water and 100 degrees Celsius for the boiling point of water, and in between we have divided this much difference into exactly 100 portions. So that is why the temperature degrees Celsius scale begins from 0, and the 100 degrees Celsius shows the boiling point of water. Similarly, when I talk of degrees Fahrenheit, again the freezing point of water is assigned 32, and the boiling point of water is assigned 212 Fahrenheit. So this much difference is now divided in 180 sections. So each line is reading a difference temperature, a difference of energy level. So this is how, when we need some standard, when we talk in related conditions to water freezing and boiling, we talk of degrees scales. But the SI unit of temperature is Kelvin. Here you will not be looking any degree, because this is an absolute scale. What does it mean by absolute scale? Look, absolute means when everything is zero. This is sometimes is also called as absolute zero temperature. So when you see the temperature is 0 degrees Celsius, means the freezing point of water, the Kelvin is showing 273 degrees, 273 Kelvin. So we know that when we further cool substances, they start solidifying. So scientists performed so many experiments, and they got to know that what is the relationship of the physical states of substances to temperature. Then they realized and they found that when we cool the gases, they start compressing, they start decreasing their volume, but exactly they consume some of the volume at 0 degrees Celsius. So on further cooling, they show contraction, means 0 degrees Celsius is not the ending point of temperature. Then they found that at the temperature minus 273 degrees Celsius, this is the point where all the particles of matter have the minimum kinetic energy. So this is the level. Below this level, no further drop of energy is observed. So scientists decided that this is the temperature which will be given absolute scale. So they made a temperature scale which is absolute. So that's why the special name is given to them, that is Kelvin. So we need to know how much degrees Celsius will be equal to how much Kelvin. So we made a separate equation for this. To know the Kelvin, we need to add 273 number into degrees Celsius. And you will be requiring this calculation during your numericals or during your calculations. So you just remember that absolute scale is the Kelvin scale, which is not a degree one. Now when it comes to measurement, normally we used to practice the temperature measurement at homes using this mercury filled thermometer, and this mercury filled thermometer is also called as clinical thermometer. And later on, scientists got to know that the mercury is not a safe substance to be handled with, because this is carcinogenic and cancer causing. We made another alternate in which we used alcohol. So alcohol is dyed with red color so that its rising level can be seen. So these days in the lab we are using alcohol filled thermometer. So how does it work? These liquids which are filled in the bulb of the thermometer, alcohol and mercury, show expansion when they are absorbing or when they get some heat. So when they expand in the middle tube. So that's why anyone can read the temperature. And this barrel has lines on it which are reading the thermometer. As you can see, the rising level can be seen, and the thermometers are marked with special standard gradations on it, lines on it, so that the rising level can be seen properly. Now what is this machine? Yes, this is a temperature sensor. This is a temperature sensor device attached to this data logger. You know, a temperature sensor can also be connected to a data logger to measure temperature, and this gives more accurate reading of temperature than a mercury or alcohol filled thermometer. And we can use a data logger to record and study the changes of temperature during any chemical reaction over a long period of time. So that is why they are commonly used outdoors. Now, these days we are also observing that non-contact temperature measurement is also possible using this device, maintaining social distance. Or this is something in which we can accurately know the temperatures by using this temperature sensors devices without touching the human or without touching the patient. And this is also telling us the temperature in digits. Thank you very much for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe the channel and watch the video, and you can get the benefit of video fully by reading the topic well from the textbook. I will come and explain you another topic other time. Till then, take care and goodbye.